That was powerful, and it's easy to see how that actually has over 2 million views. Uh, Not only could a woman watch that and gain value from it, but a man could watch that and gain value from it as well. Um, and I just gotta, I just gotta say, Kay, like you know how you shared that testimony about work and everything prior to, it was purposeful. Like I know you heard the information that you needed to hear on how to deal with situations
Mhm.
because conflict resolution, what we do in our households as the individual and in our households, and it goes out to affect the community, it goes out to affect how we act at our job, whatever it may be. And so they kept bringing up Ephesians and they brought up Matthew. Like that's God's word telling you how to act. And then, even if you're confused on how to act, like be quiet. What does that mean? Like how personality was like, be quiet. Hold on. Hmm. Nope. And then she's like, oh wait, that means be unbothered by the actions that you're doing. Like, somebody's trying to ruffle your feathers. And I said it, like it's crazy how I said it before the whole sermon even started. Somebody squeezes you, puts you in that pressure moment, what comes out of you? And you got to have that relationship with God so that He comes out over you coming out. And
Wow.
so, man, what y'all think? What y'all think? Y'all a married couple, so I definitely want to hear from y'all.
You want to go first? Ladies first. Well, I definitely. Whew, it. I learned a lot. It's still it confirmation for me because my biggest, and he can vouch for this. My biggest issue was respecting and honoring him. And that was the biggest issue for me because of my past, of what I went through, and of what I witnessed my mom doing to my dad. And I, like I said in the chat, I just learned how to do that sometime last year. And how I learned is the book that I read that I put on the group wife code. And I didn't know that I was disrespecting and dishonoring my husband by the way that I was talking to him, not hearing his thoughts out, not following his lead when I know he is a man of God. When I know he would not lead me ungodly. I just like he said, I had to I had to unlearn how to be independent. That independence for so long had just hindered me from being the wife that I needed to be. So this series, like it it really enlightened me. It really did. Especially
That's
with it, and I got to see on six. By me and my husband being, I'm 4 years older than he is. He's 31, I'm 35. And I when we had the sex conversation while we were dating, I was like, ooh, I said, you were younger than me. I was like, now I'm not your age now, so I'm not gonna have as much energy, as your age group. I, so I said, now you do know. And so one weekend, some of my friends had came over, and I had to break it down to them in front of him. And I was like, you got to understand, like, most women, like this woman, she's like 60 something. She's like, how come your sex drive is not as high? I was like, sometimes it is. I said, but you got to understand, age ain't got nothing to do with it. I said, you got to understand, like when a woman, I'm gonna say with me, when I'm focused on a certain thing. Like when I'm focused on the kids, when I'm focused on the house and my husband and my son, no, I am OCD to the T. When those things are out of order, everything else can come last. Like I had to realize, okay, and especially when it comes to the kids, and I'm still learning how to not, I won't say put them first, but I'm still learning how to put my husband first. And just because I don't put my kid first, that doesn't mean I don't love them. Like I'm still learning how to do that because I'm not used to that. And so when it comes to sex, I was like, oh, me being, focused on the kids, work, the house. Sometimes I'm not gonna have energy. I'm not gonna do this. I'm just not gonna have energy. And I had to realize, just like sometimes he don't feel like going to Victoria's Secret and spending $100 on the stuff that I love. It's the same thing. So I was like, you right. And so I've gotten better with it. And I'm glad that we had that conversation before we even got married. So it's just good to have lay everything out on the table and have your expectations laid out. But still, though, expectations should also be godly expectations. And that's my piece. And I'm passing on to my husband.
Well, I'm gonna be very honest. I was in pursuit, and she would be running in the opposite direction. When I say it was pulling teeth some days, I have been compared to having the patience of Job. Some days she would drive my patience thin. And the funniest thing, I got a story for y'all. So when we were dating, Toot was 3, I think, at that time. She was 3.
Mm-hmm.
And to get more attention than me, she would climb her mom's lap, hug on her, kiss on her, and look at me like, I got all the attention. She thought I had lied on this baby the entire time until she saw it for herself one day. She looked at her, she said, did you really just do what I think you did? I said, and you thought I was lying on this baby all this time. When I say I was in pursuit, but she did not want to be caught. It's actually,
Joe, I get it.
Love languages, because we actually took that when we first started dating. Her love languages kind of changed a little bit because she was physical touch and words of affirmation. I was quality time and physical touch. After about a month or 2, her strongest became words of affirmation. You can touch her, but some days she ain't feel like it. But for me, I'm big on quality time. I've always been big on quality time, even when I was a kid. So I told her, I was like, all I need is 5 minutes of your day. That's it. If I can get 5 minutes, I'm good. Like, yeah, and I wouldn't get my 5 minutes some days. I get a, hey, how you doing? Or how was your day? And then interrupt it. But yeah, so as Langston Hughes' poem says, life for me ain't been a crystal stair.
Oh man, that's real. That stuff is real. Like I remember when I got my ex-wife, my stepdaughter. Ooh, my ex-wife dedicated her entire life to her daughter, 100%, no doubt. And then when I be like, hey, do you see that? Like I said, the way I'm so strong in my relationship with God that the only way Satan can get to me to try to destroy what I got going on is through utilizing other people, and he tries to use my kids to get to me. That's the only way. Like I see it clear as day. He used my kids to get to me to try to destroy my relationship with God. And so when I saw my stepdaughter, I'm like, hey, you. I pointed out, and she'd be like, don't you talk about my daughter like that? Da, 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 da. Shut up, Will. And I'm like, I see it, and I'm calling it out. Like I'm letting you know, like what's going on. Like she's doing it on purpose, but it's not her. Is she's being used. What do you mean she's being used? Oh my God. Trust me, Joe. I know exactly what you went through, brother, and I'm thankful for you saying that. Also, you said the key thing. A woman's love language or love languages will change. Men's pretty much stay the same the entire time. And I'm with you, Joe. Physical touch and quality time, my top two, they are even. Words of affirmation is cool. Acts of service is okay. Gifts, I don't really care for gifts at all. Like I got a 0 on gifts, because I really don't care for gifts. But I love me some physical touch and some quality time. And a man's love languages pretty much stay the same. A woman's though, she gotta take that damn test about monthly, cause like it will change. And then we try to love you according to that, and then we missing the mark because of the fact that you changed. Then that leads to unspoken expectations, and then we fail to meet your needs. Not your wants, but your needs. But how do we know if you're not communicating? And then what you're communicating isn't really what you're communicating because it's unspoken. Like, the beautiful part about it is they mentioned how many words women used as compared to men. And then they gave the scenario of her going off on him when really what she was trying to say was, you didn't put me as a priority. But then she was like, where were you? Why were you doing this? You was hanging with your boys and da 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 da. And it's like, can you get to the point of what you're trying to say? But you just missed out on date night. Well, why didn't you just say that? And the words part, like women, they take like a roundabout way to explain what they saying. And we as men, we gonna listen and we're gonna do our best to listen. But Lord forgive us should we miss the point. Out of all the words that you say, Lord forgive us if we miss the point of what you say. Because then it comes off as you wasn't listening. So through all of this that they just shared, I can see definitely why I got over 2 million views. Because being married and in my pursuit to get married again, I saw areas where I made mistakes. And I also saw areas where I want to improve so that I am better. Because once you know better, you do better. And I appreciate y'all too for sharing because y'all are married. But I gotta ask from the divorce perspective, Kristal, or, in your pursuit of your next relationship, right? Your next marriage, the right one. Kristal, I gotta hear your feedback. What did you think about tonight?
Um, yeah, I'm enjoying my singleness. I'm even more excited about it.
Understandable.
Even
Understandable.
more excited about it. No, but yeah, I mean, communication is key. Like I like how they explain like the diagram and they really broke down like the needs of each other, which is important and essential. Um, and I think it's good to know that like ahead of time too, right? It's something that we're not necessarily taught. You're thinking, oh, well, if you get it, you do. If not, but no, like how they point out, this is a need. It's not a want. It's a need that each individual, man or woman needs. And so, yeah, I really like that, and that we're pulled higher only by God, and it's our pursuit, towards our purpose in him. And it's a lifetime journey, so I like that. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm going to enjoy the singleness of it all. Like we really don't, before it's like, people think like, well, first, like marriage is the ultimate goal. A lot of people always,
They
like
say
that
that.
is, yeah, like it's the ultimate. I know, because that's how I thought. That's how I ended up getting married at 20 years old, like super young, had no business. And like now through like this series, like it has really opened up. Like it's really about purpose. Like get that right first. You know what I mean? Like the marriage is an addition. And I also, like, you don't really know. Like this is like about sacrificial love. It ain't just that emotional, oh, I feel some kind of way, you fine, you this, that, whatever, like, no, this is giving. You have to give of yourself, all of yourself. You are no longer yourself. And so, yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, so it's time to, like, enjoy. You got to be able to pour out, from a full cup, all of you. So it's good to like learn the steps and the major keys before even attempting, to even think that's a goal. That's definitely changed my mind. At first, I'm like, oh, I'm 35, no kids, time to get married. Da, da, da. Oh, pump my brakes. Not at all. Get yourself right, girl. Walk in your purpose and it'll come. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on it.
Value from all of y'all. Thank you so much. So like I wrote this question down at the beginning. I wrote this question down at the beginning. A lot of people get married and, they have somebody that marries them. And when they have this somebody that marries them, it's supposed to say under God, right? Like under God. Like this is a covenant between two people, right? Right? Holy matrimony under God, like with God there, like, right? The diagram, like under God. Like, should you get married if you don't believe in God?
You asking us the question, should.
That's my question. Like, there's a lot of people who just don't believe in God, right? Like they don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
God from a hole in the wall,
Mm-hmm.
but they're married. Should you get married if you don't believe in God?
You should not, in my opinion. In my opinion, y'all gonna be equally unequally yoked.
Well, to piggyback, if neither one of them believe in God, then they're kind of equally yoked, I guess. I agree with you on that. I guess and then like to add with you, Kay, like would it necessarily matter if they're not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
I don't know.
how will the man be the head of the household if he don't believe in God? How will he love his wife as God loves the church?
He won't, because he don't know how. He wouldn't know how.
That's the
So,
key
Or what do
word
y'all?
right
What do you?
there.
What'd you
so
say, Joe?
That's the key word right there. Love. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
know God, don't know love.
You don't know love. That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. And so, like, do y'all understand the like significance of that question? Like, do y'all get why I asked that question? Like,
mm-hmm.
there's so many people who are married today in this world, and they missing the mark of marriage, right? Like, they're thinking it's about love, but it's like if you have no relationship with God, there's no way you can really truly love, like Kristal said, sacrificially, like you, Kay, and Joe, y'all actually model, right? Like there is no way to love properly without God. And so, like, I don't
All lust.
know. What you say?
It's all lust and vanity.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
I just see so many people like pretending. Like if I want to know, if a marriage is really successful, all I gotta ask is, hey, what's your relationship with God like? "Oh, I don't believe in God." it's like I just revealed so much in that person's relationship that I'm like, yeah, this relationship, I know for a fact, no matter what y'all show, it ain't fulfilling. It might be successful, but it ain't fulfilling. And it's exposed that somebody's doing something in that relationship that they're not supposed to do.
Mhm.
Like it's like a telltale sign. So when I wrote that question down, God had me write that question down for a reason. And it's like I want to help a lot of people, and I realize like, oh, like I do relationship consulting, and I'm like, man, I'm really good at it, but all I'm doing is helping the individuals get in a relationship with God. And then telling them use this book because this book is great, and here's some sermons and watch these sermons and you'll learn about each other, you'll talk to each other, and I'm like, man, God, you're everything you need is what you already have.
Mhm.
And look, we going through a whole series, and I have a whole existing business on teaching people about relationships and teaching them about their finances. And I'm just living proof of the information that they taught. And it's there. And here I am. I don't have to recreate a model. I don't have to look for customers because the customers are already like, hey, are you married? Do you have trouble in your finances? Would you like to be better in either? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I just got value from that question. I got value. I think I found my new customer base. Like, which it ain't new because they was always there. My eyes just couldn't see.
Yeah. Mhm.
This fast is paying off, y'all. The fast is paying off because, Lord, there's so many people who are hurting and need help.
Mhm.
And just like Kristal said when she got on and we was talking earlier, she like, Lord, where you want me to be? Free me up because I have too much stuff, but I know that I'm supposed to be helping people because they hurt and they need help. Yeah,
Mhm.
Kristal, you right.
Mhm.
You right. Mm, 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 mm. Like, think about how many people are building businesses or chasing after money and they invest all their time into their kids or whatever, all this stuff. They doing all this stuff without purpose.
Mhm.
Like they think they know the purpose. Oh, I want to be happy. No, you really want to be fulfilled. And only God can give you your identity, your purpose, and accept you. You
And
can't get that from anybody else. Only God can provide that. And if you look for that in other people and other things, you're always going to miss the mark. Mm, mm. Tonight was a night of revelation all the way through. Energy. Kay, how you feeling? You feeling a lot better health-wise? Because I don't know how you
Oh,
go through that and not feel better
yep.
health-wise.
I'm getting back to me.
Great to hear. And I hear it in your voice and how you sharing the stories and laughing and ooh, love and joy. Ooh, that just does something that cures whatever you may be going through. That spirit, once it gets inside you, does wonders. Does wonders to heal a soul. Oh man. Y'all got anything else to say? I got refreshed off of that. Just that this whole session, just to see them together, and then so much longevity, 15 years, like putting in that time, that energy, going through changes, like to see them physically change. and still love each other, still desire each other,
Mm-hmm.
like to desire your partner. So like when a partner goes through like body changes, health changes, all of that, like the physical changes, and you still desire them because you know their heart, and it's like you can't even see the negative physical changes that they go through, but they see it. But you love them and talk them up and build them up and be like, baby, you sexy. I don't feel
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel sexy, but you be like, man, you bomb diggity. He's like, yo, like Pa- Pastor Mike Todd was revealing that his love language is really words of affirmation. Like
Mm-hmm.
he needs that. He was like, call me daddy, daddy. You see how she called me dad? Like everybody, like you could hear it. He needs the words of affirmation. Like that's him. And she like, oh, that's my guy. From day one, I noticed he has to be the center of attention. So with her being aware of that and noticing it and having the eyes for it, she gets to be okay with him going out to meet that need of being the center of attention. And she does it within her household. So she don't gotta worry about her husband having to do that in the wrong crowd, going to the clubs, being on social media, especially where this man said, I have a porn addiction. And, I like to look at things or whatever. But she like, you're not going to go out the household to get tempted. I'm going to make sure I meet that need within the household because I recognize it. It's big to pay attention to your partner and what they
Yeah.
really not saying, but they saying.
Right.
Mm, mm.
I do want to say one last thing.
Go ahead.
Like so many people, like our friends and other people will say, "Oh, y'all perfect." I was like, "No, we're not." And I was like, "Okay," and I always say, "Okay." Our first big argument, that was last year. Oh my God, was it big? It was big. It was super big. This argument, like, I can't remember how it started, but I do know when I called my husband, he didn't answer, and I had always told him, I don't blow up people's phone. I don't do
Mm,
that. I ain't doing it. And when I say I called him about 10, 11 times, and he answered. And then I had been told him why we were dating. Now, if you don't answer, I'm gonna pull up his mom's house to see, what's going on. So I pulled up. I didn't see a car. What is going on? So, like they say, once you be around somebody for a long time, you start to understand who they are. And so I called his sister. I called his brother. They're like, well, no, he not here. And I'm thinking, y'all lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. So I went back. So at that time, I was visiting my parents. I went back to my parents' house, and my mom knew I was sad. I was like, he on his phone. I was like, what is going on? So I told my mom, I said, call him from your phone. He still didn't answer. Then my mom like, she said, okay, do you want to ride to your house? I said, yep, let's go. Let's go. So we drove 30 minutes to Grenada, where we're living now. And I still didn't see his truck. And I was like, wait a minute. I said, he left the light on. I said, now I know that's something that he don't do. Because he ain't trying to pay no high light bill. So my mom was like, okay, well, it's just park and we'll wait until he pull up then. So I said, well, now, I said, let me go on the inside and see, is anything out of place? Well, none out of place. I kept calling, I kept calling. And he didn't answer. He texted. And when I say we text back and forth, like just mean stuff, I was like, you so selfish. You know what? I thought you were better than, you need to grow up. I told you, like, I don't deal with little boys. I ain't got time for this. I said, I'm not gonna go through what I went through in the past.
Trauma.
And I was telling him, and I had told him, I told him, I said, you look at, I said, because I was about to go back to the mama house and take off this ring and put it in her mailbox. Like, I was just that mad. I was just, like, when I said I was that mad, and so finally the next day I came home and we talked about it, and we made a commitment, like we would never get that anger ever again. Like, that was all because of miscommunication, or I was assuming that he was saying something that he wasn't. So I tell people, we're not perfect. I said we have our issues. We do argue. Like we are humans. So like I say that to say this, like, people have got to stop putting other people marriages or relationships on a pedestal. Ain't nobody perfect. So
nah, that's
yep.
good. That's it. That's it. That's really it. We don't know what other people are going through, but yeah, like people's individual relationships with God, oh, it will expose everything. It will tell you everything you need to know. Like, so we can look at other people's relationships and take from it what we admire about the relationship, but we shouldn't be wishing for their relationship because we
Right.
don't know what we don't see. We don't know what we don't see. Like in Sierra and Russell Wilson's marriage. Like a lot of people, they be like, "Oh, I want Sierra's prayer." Like they like when she released that song or whatever it was, her prayer. People like, "I want that type of man," and da da da. I'm gonna do my own, but it's gonna be similar to her words. And I'm like, y'all have no clue what is going on in their relationship. We only know what they show us. And they could literally be talking up the outcome that they want from their relationship, but that doesn't mean that's what they have. And so it's like, be careful who you idolize. Be careful who you look up to. And yeah, gotta be careful, man. Gotta keep God first and gotta keep God at the center because of the fact that He will help you see what the real right relationship looks like. And that is the one between Jesus and the church, which is his people coming together, exchanging love with God first. And so, with that being said, I have nothing else to say. I just want to say I do love y'all. I appreciate all y'all for taking the time out to spend time with me. Um, for the next about 4 nights, I have to go to work. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to continue this series with you guys. So, if you have the ability to jump on during the day to where I could get on with you, that would be amazing. But even if not, what we can do is I can send out the series and y'all just let me know when y'all watch it, when y'all are free. Um, and then we'll coordinate the schedules. But all in all, we are a group, and I'm not giving up on this group because I get life from this group. So we will make it work to where we all stay in communication and we grow together because that's what I need and that's what I want to do. And I'm asking for you guys to be partners in it with me. I need you guys' help. Not gonna lie. Um, I need y'all. I need y'all because y'all help my walk. And I'm telling you, open and honestly, I need you guys. I'm not scared to ask for help because that's how God made me to, be humble and open and transparent and vulnerable. So yeah, yeah. Y'all got anything else to say before I end this?
Oh no, that's good though. Yeah. So you just let us know what works for you. I know you mentioned about you having to work for the next days. So yeah, either way.
I appreciate it. I
And
appreciate it.
we're here. We're all, this is our little small group, our life group.
Yes, it is. And no, I've been saying it. Like, I think I'm like gonna make a flyer or something. I'm just gonna invite more people in. Like, and I want to make sure you guys are open to it. But I feel like people don't know what you're doing unless you tell them. And so I feel like telling different people what we're doing, and then we got the proof through videos, like the recordings that we've done so far, and they're on YouTube. It's just like, hey, check this out. If this is something that interests you, feel free to join us. And but I always want, like I said, I gotta make sure you guys are open to receiving newcomers that I possibly may have never ever talked to in my entire life. Um, but they're seeking out being here amongst other real people. And we will be able to tell, like, we'll be able to discern their hearts as if they really want to be here or they're just being nosy and they, coming to destroy something.
Right.
Yeah, we'll be able to tell. And trust and believe me, I will block them. Remember, my room is locked for a reason. Not everybody just gets access to come into this room. But I do want to say, I feel like extending that invite because Jesus extended the invite to me. And I'm so glad the invite was extended because Lord knows who I'd be, where I'd be. I'd actually probably be dead had God not saved me when I had thoughts of suicide. So I'm thankful. And I just want to give that same opportunity of life and of being a part of a group to other people who truly may need it. God knows, and He will provide for those who really do believe. So I just wanted to share that, and you know, pray about it, y'all. Pray about it, y'all. I'm so glad y'all are continuing on with me and making a commitment because we'll be blessed for it for sure. We'll be blessed for it, and we already have been. We already have been. So y'all good? Okay, Joe. Y'all want to say anything else?
I just add in, you saying, you need us. Um, that's why Jesus sent his disciples out 2 by 2. Had to have
Two by two.
accountability.
Yep.
Without
Yep.
that accountability, you never know where you'll be.
Yep. When I'm weak, I need to call on you. And hey, I need help. Or, hey, this is going wrong in my life or whatever. I just need to open up real quick. And, that communication, that relationship, you guys believing in me, and me believing and respecting y'all and communicating and sharing that love, it is valuable, super valuable. So thank y'all again for showing up tonight. Y'all have a blessed evening, and I'll make sure you guys get the recording once I upload it. Talk to y'all later.
Good night, you guys.
Good night.
Good night.